In today's video, I have come to Ed, which is in Sweden, and have been joined by my good friends Gary and Owen, which is father and son. We've come here for a canoe trip for several days here. We're going to be exploring the different campsites that have been established by the locals. I didn't film too much on the first day, as we just wanted to get to the first campsite so we can get our heads down. This is Owen, Gary's son, and there's Gary there carrying the bucket. You might remember Gary from a previous video where we walked Loch Muirk in Scotland. These sites are established with huts and seats and campfires, and they also have outhouses, which is a real luxury when you go camping. Although you couldn't ignore the smell within these outhouses, they do come with one perk, and that's not just the artwork on the wall. It was a view indeed. Myself and Owen decided to go out for a paddle together. We decided to take the one canoe and do a bit of tandem work, as it was a little bit choppy. We just wanted to recce the area to see what there was around us. This lake was massive. We were spending a whole week here in Sweden, and we still didn't explore this entire lake. That just shows how big it is and gives you an idea how large this lake is. You truly were in the wilderness, and there was times where you really felt it. There was quite a few of these little islands on this lake. We explored quite a few of them just to see if there was any potential campsites for our future days to come. Owen just jumps out the canoe and lets me drift back on my own. Cheers, Owen. The youth for today. As we head back, it's my turn to paddle up front, while Owen is in the back doing all the steering. I have to say, we wasn't so lucky with the weather while we were here. It came with two forms. It was either blowing in gales and pissing it down with rain, or some days we did have the Caribbean weather where it was sunny. But I have to say, it was probably raining and windy more days than it was sunny. It's quite typical, to be honest, but we did not let it ruin our trip. When we got back to camp, we started getting ready for a fire. It's time to make dinner, and tonight's dinner is going to be a special one because we're going to be having a chicken curry with rice. Because of all the rain we've been having, it only made sense to make some feather sticks to make it easier to light the fire.
Here's Sammy doing a bit of shit cooking. We're going to be queuing up with the shits in the morning.
I call this diarrhea, this dish. Chicken, onion, peppers and tikka masala with rice. And they call it diarrhea because it gives you diarrhea and it looks like diarrhea. So what goes in, comes out the exact same way. You're gonna love it. You're gonna all lose weight. This shit doesn't get you gain weight. You're gonna love it. Come on, Norrin, do something. Okay then. Go on, Gary, do something. Middle finger. So we got the woody over here and the middle finger over there.
Around me with my wooden cock out, Dad sticking his fingers up.
Fire. Some more cock there. Cock. Cock there somewhere.
It was like this the whole trip. Just the lads around the campfire chatting shit and having a bit of banter. Good times. I feel like Owen's up to something here. I wonder what he's got up his sleeve.
The bears are coming.
I just thought we'd tell you we didn't back
You've got to have a laugh, haven't you? Well, it's the next day and that water's just calling for us. We all had our own canoe to paddle. We also hired some barrels to put all our equipment in. In addition, I had the extra barrel which had all the food inside it. Gary and Owen was paddling with their own barrel and their own gear as well. We kind of shared the gear out as well. I took a frying pan and a kettle, while they brought an axe and a saw, and we just shared that equipment throughout the entire time we were here. If you're somebody who enjoys the outdoors, I'd highly recommend you come visit Sweden. The views here were just absolutely amazing, and the water in the mornings was just still and glittering. It was brilliant to paddle on. It was really calling for us. During the day and during the evenings it did get a bit choppy. However, it's still easy enough to paddle as long as you've got the experience behind you. I'd highly recommend you get yourself a guide if you've never paddled a canoe solo before, as it can be a bit challenging. Luckily, each of us had enough experience to paddle our own canoes. However, there was times when the wind kicked in, it was questionable whether we were to be on the water or not. Here you can see me, I'm pointing at some of the islands that are around, and we're just going to go and explore them to see where we can camp next. We found this massive island in the lake, and it had established camps around it which seemed to be occupied. However, we did find a spot that had a fire pit but didn't have the luxuries that we had on the last camp. Luckily for us, we brought our own camping equipment, so therefore we just set up our own camp for the night. I always like to start by setting up my tarp. I have a big 3x3 tarp made by DD Hammocks, and I always set it up first so I can get all my equipment underneath the tarp, just in case it starts to rain. It's very unpredictable here in Sweden, so it's a good habit to get your tarp up first, just to protect your equipment from getting soaking wet. In addition to this, I will be setting up my hammock. I'm a big fan of hammock camping. I've been doing it for years. I know it's not for everyone, but I do really like sleeping in a hammock. I get a good night's sleep when I do so. I always use different knots to set up my camp. I don't use any different tying aids that you can buy on the market these days, as it just adds weight to your carry. If I know I'm camping out near some trees, I always make my own tent pegs. Once camp is set up, we'll be starting a fire so we can get a kettle on the go. Owen's setting up a fire. I'm on Owen pressure now. You're on YouTube.
It's a bit damp.
It's a bit damp. He's lying. It was all dry when we collected it. There you go. Going to flames. Have you scratched up the bark?
Slightly.
Yeah. So we're all set up. It's me camp. I'm a swinger and I love it. Gary's on his own in his tent, pretending to text his bird. His sister. There's Owen, he's ground dwelling. 3 ways of camping.
Here it comes.
Here it comes, the rain. Where are we? There we go. Owen, how you getting on?
It's just smouldering.
It's smouldering. Scratch it up, mate. Get some loads of that stuff. You can never have too much. Go nuts with it. That's it. Scratch that way as well.
Melt fire.
Yeah, it's just smouldering. This way.
Yeah, and just go back. So not backwards and forwards, just go one way.
Right.
Like that, yeah. And you'll find you'll get bigger. See that? That's what you want. Yeah, there you go. Do it like that. 'Cause if you just do that, you're just dulling my knife. There you go. Get loads of it. There you go. See how much you get in there. Put that together. Well, now you probably strike that now, and then take it over to your. Maybe when you get it onto this bit here, and then it'll light the whole thing. So just take your time, mate. There you go. Well done. That's it. Slowly.
Go out.
Ooh, look at him!
He's a big boy. Fucking hell, that's hot.
Look at that! Hello! We burning your home? Was you hiding in there? Give me a little stroke. Oh, he's moved. So we're licking toads tonight. Woo! Flames, that is. If you're cooking a toad in there, can you eat it?
Yeah.
Shaft it and then stick it in.
Fucking hell, I'm just hoping those fox up at our tops. Hiya. Time to get the kettle on. So it's rice and curry again tonight. We got loads of this stuff, so we're going to be eating loads of chicken. Here I'm sharpening my knife. I wedged my stone in between a stick that I carved a little notch out of. Owen was scratching up my knife there, so it got a little bit dull, so I'm just taking this opportunity just to hone it up again, get an edge back on. And from the look of my face there, you can see it's sharp enough you can probably shave with it. So there we go. Gonna get this edge back on here, and I'm just gonna go find some natural resources to do a little bit of stropping, which I'll talk about in a moment. So here I found a bit of birch polypore fungus, which is nicknamed as a razor strop fungus. I'm going to take it back to my little seat over there. It takes a little bit of preparing just to carve a little flat spot on the top there. I'm just kind of kneading it up with my knife, even though I've just sharpened it. And once I've done that, I'm just going to sit here and strop my knife on this piece of fungus, which is a great material for stropping. You can actually stick this onto stropping boards and actually have it as a permanent strop. But since I saw it, I thought, hey, let's take this opportunity to hone up my knife and get it nice and sharp again. And it does a great job after you stropped your knife. And obviously you can't paddle all day. Sometimes you just need to sit back and enjoy the scene and enjoy the fire. As for Owen, even though it was nearly bedtime, he was back out in the water. He couldn't wait to get back out there. So he got his canoe and went for another half-hour paddle before it was time to go to bed. Here's a few little shots from Owen Cam. So this is Owen filming on his phone, so hence is why the screen has changed a little bit there. But this is just a few little shots of him paddling away for his little evening paddle. I think Owen's getting the bug for canoeing. He said when he goes home he's going to be looking for second-hand canoes to purchase in his area. Also everyone, if you liked today's video, please show your support to my channel by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. In the meantime, night night.